At this time, Nanako heard the movement and opened her eyes, and suddenly realized that the man who was about to slash her had become a standing corpse, and the other 5 people formed a defensive formation like a big enemy. She hadn't figured out what was going on. Suddenly, one of the 5 people suddenly fell straight forward and plunged into the thick snow. The people around her hurriedly reached out and turned over, only to find that there was a shuriken stuck in the center of his forehead and brow. The man pointed to the wall and said nervously, "At the wall." As a result, the remaining 4 people gave up the circular defensive formation, one after another with 12 points, staring at the direction where the shuriken shot just now. One of them trembled and said, "What is the ability to injure people with a secret arrow? Come out if you have the ability." Although he said so, he didn't expect such words to really excite the other party. After all, this sounds too pediatric. How can the opponent be fooled by him if he has such strength? However, no one thought that just as his voice fell, a dark figure suddenly jumped down on the wall. Immediately, the dark shadow took a leisurely pace and strode towards them. Every time that black shadow took a foot, the snow creaked on the ground, making the 4 people more and more frightened. Nanako observed the dark shadow with wide-eyed eyes. She wanted to know who the man who saved her secretly was. And when the dark shadow came to her to let her see the people, she was instantly struck by lightning. She never dreamed that the person who saved her would be Charlie, who she had been thinking about for a long time. At this moment, Nanako thought that she was wrong, and she had hallucinations. So she wiped her eyes and looked carefully. The smiling man in front of her is indeed Charlie, whom she has missed, loved, and longed for a long time. At this moment, in the depths of Nanako's heart, countless questions suddenly emerged. How could it be him? Why is it him? Why is he here? Am I dreaming? Could it be that I am already dead, and all this is an illusion after my death? Just now, I even felt that even if I could see Charlie before I died, I would die without regrets. But who would dare to believe that Charlie suddenly came to save me like a god from heaven? Countless thoughts in her mind gathered together. She was surprised and hesitant, nervous and excited, and her whole body was trembling to the point of speechlessness. At this time, Charlie was the first to break the silence. He looked at Nanako, smiled, and asked, "Miss Ito, how are you doing now?" Hearing Charlie's voice, Nanako finally made sure that everything in front of her was not an illusion. She has been in love for a long time and even thought that Charlie, who would never have a chance to meet again, came to save her when she was in the most critical time of her life. At this moment, Nanako finally realized the ultimate happiness of a woman. She feels that in this life, there will be no more moment that can surpass every minute and every second of the present. Even if it was to let her die now, she felt that her life had been completely fulfilled, without any regrets. As a result, she couldn't control her emotions anymore and cried out loudly, "Master! I came back from Orus Hill, looking forward to reunion with you day and night. I didn't expect you to really come." The 4 ninjas were on the verge of an enemy, and one of them gritted his teeth and scolded, "Boy, did you kill Qingqian?" Charlie smiled cruelly, "I killed him, what can you do?" The man gritted his teeth and shouted, "Bastard! Killed 6 members of the Tenglin family, I want your life." Charlie looked at the 4 ninjas, and said lightly, "You are a little bit noisy. Since you want my life, don't bother other people in this mansion." After speaking, he held his thundering order with one hand, and muttered in a low voice, "Thunder." Suddenly, a series of dull thunders suddenly sounded in the gloomy sky. This series of thunders immediately caused a dog to bark around, and the originally quiet snowy night suddenly became noisy. At this moment, Charlie sneered with contempt, and shouted, "Want to get paid, right? Come on! I will send you to meet them before they are far away." The man didn't know that the thunder was caused by Charlie, and he roared in anger, "Bastard, you must die today." As soon as the voice fell, he raised the ninja sword high and slashed at Charlie at an extremely fast speed. The other 3 are not far behind. One of them jumped directly into the air, swiping a sword to Charlie from mid-air. The other 2 quickly drew away to the sides and waved the ninja sword, preparing to besiege Charlie from the left and right wings. As we all know, the katana and ninja swords are all tempered by top craftsmen with top-notch stainless steel. The blades are so sharp that they can be broken by blowing. The four attacked together, and Charlie would be chopped into several pieces if he couldn't stand it a little bit. These four people can be described as murderous. Nanako saw four terrifying cold lights in the night sky and shouted in horror, "Master, be careful."